Hello folks, Valentin here. Welcome to our journey through time. Today we're stepping back a century to 1925. It was a year of dramatic shifts, groundbreaking inventions, and cultural upheavals. Imagine a world on the brink of transformation. The Great War had ended a few years prior, leaving its mark on the globe. People yearned for peace and progress. In America, the Roaring Twenties were in full swing. Jazz music filled the air, flapper dresses challenged social norms, and a sense of optimism, however fragile, prevailed. The year 1925 embodied this exciting yet uncertain era. It was a year of contradictions, of progress and backlash, of innovation and tradition. Let's delve into this pivotal year and explore its impact on the world we live in today. The 1920s in America are often romanticized as a golden age. The economy boomed, new technologies emerged, people embraced new freedoms and challenged old conventions. Jazz music, born in the African-American communities of New Orleans, swept the nation. Its infectious rhythms and improvisational style captured the spirit of the age. Women, who had recently gained the right to vote, challenged traditional roles. They entered the workforce in greater numbers and embraced new fashions and attitudes. However, this era of prosperity and liberation was not without its shadows. Social and racial tensions simmered beneath the surface. The rise of consumerism created economic disparities. The year 1925 began with political turmoil in the United States. The Teapot Dome scandal, a major corruption case involving the oil industry, rocked the Harding administration. However, the scandal ultimately led to reforms and a renewed focus on government accountability. President Calvin Coolidge, who took office after Harding's death, promised a return to normalcy and stability. Coolidge's pro-business policies contributed to the economic boom of the 1920s. However, they also exacerbated income inequality and set the stage for the Great Depression that would follow. On the international stage, 1925 saw the signing of the Locarno Treaties. These agreements aimed to secure peace in Europe after the devastation of World War I. The 1920s were a time of remarkable technological innovation. New inventions transformed the way people lived, worked, and interacted with the world. The automobile, once a luxury item, became increasingly affordable. Henry Ford's Model T revolutionized transportation and paved the way for the modern automobile industry. The radio, another transformative invention, brought news, music, and entertainment into people's homes. It created a shared cultural experience and connected people across vast distances. In the field of medicine, the development of penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1928, although not widely available until later, would revolutionize healthcare and save countless lives. Section 5. The Jazz Age Music, Dance, and Cultural Revolution. Jazz music was more than just a musical genre, it was the soundtrack of the Roaring Twenties. It embodied the era's spirit of liberation, improvisation, and cultural exchange. Originating in African-American communities, jazz quickly crossed racial and cultural boundaries. It became a symbol of modernity and challenged traditional social norms. Jazz clubs, often located in urban centers, became hubs of social and artistic expression. They provided a space for people of all backgrounds to come together and enjoy this new and exciting music. The dances of the Jazz Age, such as the Charleston and the Black Bottom, were energetic and liberating. They reflected the changing roles of women and the youthful exuberance of the era. Section 6. Literature and Art, Capturing the Spirit of the Times. The literature and art of the 1920s reflected the complexities of the era. Writers and artists grappled with themes of modernity, tradition, alienation, and the search for identity. F. Scott Fitzgerald, in novels like The Great Gatsby, captured the allure and emptiness of the Jazz Age. His characters chased wealth and pleasure but often found themselves disillusioned. Ernest Hemingway, another literary giant of the era, wrote about the experiences of war and its aftermath. His spare, minimalist style reflected the disillusionment felt by many in the post-war world. In the visual arts, movements like Art Deco and Surrealism emerged. Art Deco celebrated the sleek lines and geometric forms of the machine age, while Surrealism explored the subconscious mind. Section 7. Notable Personalities of 1925. Shaping the World. The year 1925 saw the rise of individuals who would leave an enduring mark on history. Their contributions spanned fields as diverse as politics, science, and the arts. Calvin Coolidge, as mentioned earlier, became President of the United States. His pro-business policies and emphasis on limited government shaped the economic landscape of the 1920s. F. Scott Fitzgerald published The Great Gatsby, a novel that would become a literary classic and a defining portrait of the Jazz Age. Its themes of wealth, class, and the American dream continue to resonate today. In Germany, Adolf Hitler published Mein Kampf, a manifesto outlining his hateful ideology. This book would have devastating consequences for the world in the years to come. Section 8. Societal Shifts, Evolving Norms and Values. The 1920s were a time of significant social and cultural change. Traditional norms and values were challenged as people embraced new ways of living and thinking. The role of women underwent a dramatic transformation. The flapper, with her bobbed hair, short skirts, and independent spirit, became a symbol of female empowerment. The rise of consumerism and mass media had a profound impact on society. Advertising and marketing techniques became more sophisticated, fueling a desire for material goods. The Harlem Renaissance, a flourishing of African American art, literature, and music, challenged racial prejudices and celebrated Black identity. Section 9, 1925, a pivotal year in history. The year 1925 was a microcosm of the Roaring Twenties, a decade of both progress and turbulence. It was a year of innovation, cultural ferment, and societal shifts that would shape the course of the 20th century. From the political scandals that rocked America, to the rise of jazz music and the flapper, 1925 captured the contradictions and complexities of a world in transition. It was a year that laid the groundwork for both the triumphs and tragedies that lay ahead. As we look back on 1925, we see a world on the cusp of great change. It was a time of both promise and peril. A time that continues to fascinate and inform our understanding of the past and present.